Lil Durk locked up right now, accused of ordering a hit on a rival rapper, but his defense says the government's only proof that Durk was involved is based on a random video they found on YouTube.
Y'all, the feds playing with Durk, bro. They playing on Durk top. Bruh, it came out yesterday that they added new charges to Durk indictment. Bruh, they added racketeering and drug trafficking charges to his already superseding indictment. Now, it's only one reason they would do this, in my opinion, simply because they don't believe they got enough to convict Durk right off the murder for hire charge. Because think about it. If they knew they had a clear-cut case of murder for hire, they wouldn't need to add these new charges on. It's like they just throwing mud at the wall, hoping something stick. Because they know for a fact, to me, it looked like the feds panicking because they ain't got enough to convict Durk. They don't have enough. And now Durk attorneys raising hell simply because they doing this weeks before trial. You know what I'm saying? The trial date set for August 20th. The feds are panicking, bro. The feds panicking. Yeah. So they trying to add any and everything they can to make sure they hang Durk because they know off this murder for hire charge alone, they ain't got enough. That's the only reason this makes sense, bro. Because if they had enough for the original charges, it would be no need to add these charges because he would be doing life anyway if he got convicted. And those other drug trafficking charges would be irrelevant. This is basically the prosecution letting you know they don't have enough evidence on Durk. They know they don't have enough with the murder for hire. The witnesses they quote unquote got to testify against Durk, they feel like they ain't credible. They ain't confident in them. They know cross-examination gonna eat them up. Cause Drew Finley a dog.
If there are co-defendants in the Durk case that are cooperating, you'll get all their statements before the trial?
Yes, before they testify, we'll have everything.
Okay, is it right before the trial or do you have a long leeway to actually prepare for that?
So
do they spring it on you right at the end?
No, usually there's a court order and there's an agreement that it's a rather substantial period of time, but it's enough. Okay. Generally speaking, it's enough time for us to do a good cross-examination.
Drew Finley a real dog. He got young boy off. You feel me? He got, you know what I'm saying? He done got numerous artists out of tough situations. So they know they gonna have to come with their A game when it come to Drew Finley. And Brian Steele on the team. We seen what Brian Steele just did for Thug and YSL them. That's how you know, bro, their case is weak. It's weak. They don't have enough. So now they just trying to broaden it because think about this. If Durk got convicted of RICO charges, bro, it was the same thing in the Diddy case, bro. They tried to charge Diddy with a RICO. Come on, bro. All Diddy was doing was flying sex workers in. That's all he was doing. Diddy was just paying for pussy. You know what I'm saying? That's all he was doing. And now they trying to do the same strategy with Durk here. They basically trying to throw mud at the wall and hope something stick, bro, because they know they don't have enough. They don't have enough. So with this information, bro, Durk got a chance of coming home. He got a real chance of coming home. And the only thing is, bro, is who they gonna have testify against him. And whoever testifies against him, it's gonna determine how credible they are. It's gonna determine will they fold on the cross-examination, because that's what it's gonna come down to. It's gonna come down to, do the feds got snitches against Durk, and are they credible enough? Because based off the evidence alone, it looks like the case is weak because they adding drug come on, bro. Y'all really think Durk was trafficking drugs out there, all the money he was making from music? What it is, though, they probably think he was funding other people to traffic drugs. That's probably what this is about. But at the same time, that can be disproved easily just because I can just say I gave my man some money. What he did with it after that is on him. I didn't tell him to go do this and that. You feel me? So that's not going to stick. The RICO charges on top of that, meaning they trying to say Durk was a head of a criminal organization. How you going to prove that? The OTF? You know what I'm saying? That's a record label. What do they have, though? Do they have witnesses? They have a couple witnesses. They got co-defendants that want they try separate from Durk, which meaning 9 times out of 10 they're gonna try to have them testify against Durk. But they must not be feeling too confident in them simply because they added these new charges to the indictment. You know what I'm saying? And that's why And that's why dirt lords is raising hell, because they like, bro, what the hell? We done spent damn near 2 years preparing for this case right here, for these specific charges. And now, with almost a month and a half left to try, y'all want to add new charges to the indictment? Hell no, y'all ain't finna do that. So they finna push to try to get these charges thrown out, or they actually finna push to have these charges tried separately in a separate trial. Because if they can't get the charges tried separately in a separate trial, they gonna push to dismiss the entire indictment, which could work in Durk's favor, because prosecution wouldn't do this unless they know they don't have enough. You feel me? So they gotta think of something. They gotta pull a rabbit out of their hat to make something stick on Durk. Because I'm gonna tell you this right here: if Durk walked from this case, bro, that's gonna be a real stain on that prosecutor. Whoever the head prosecutor is, DA or whoever, it's gonna be a real stain on their record, and they don't want to have that. You don't want to have that reputation as an attorney. You know what I'm saying? Especially a prosecuting attorney. You feel me? Because a lot of prosecuting attorneys, they have higher expectations to go into politics later on. You feel me? And if you got a stain on your record, you let a rapper accused of murder for hire walk. If he walked on your watch, that's a bad look, and that's a bad stain on your rep going forward. So they just trying to make sure they get anything they can stick and hang Durk with. But see, the thing about it, Durk got a real team on his side, bro. Brian Steele and Drew Finley, because making them two dogs, two titans of the game, and defending rappers. We know what their record is. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be on your A game when you go against them. Otherwise, they gonna make you look stupid in court. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we are right now, bro. That's where we are. Now, see, basically what the prosecution is doing, bro, they trying to make the defense job that much more difficult to defend Durk. You feel me? With putting these new charges on them weeks before trial, bro, it basically just puts the defense in a tough spot, because now they gotta hire investigators. They gotta review all the facts of that case, those charges. It's a long list of stuff they have to do, bro. Because when an attorney is preparing for trial, they go across everything, all documents, everything. They have to file certain motions, bro. It's a long, strenuous process, bro. So the fact that they tried to drop this bombshell on the defense at this point in time, the defense like, hell nah, bro. Y'all we either finna keep this separate, or we finna move to get all this shit thrown out ASAP. Because what y'all doing, y'all playing a dirty game. And y'all know y'all ain't really got much on my client. So basically, what y'all trying to do, y'all trying to see what sticks. Y'all just trying to throw anything at the wall. Y'all trying to throw any type of charges on him just to see what happens. And that's where we at, bro. Because I'm going to tell you right now, though, Durk got a real shot, bro, to beat this, in my opinion. Simply because them filing these charges at this late, this close to prime time, it just tell me they main case is weak, bro. The murder for hire case is weak. They don't have enough. They don't believe they have enough. They not confident in themselves, because if they wouldn't even be hearing about these new charges being filed at all. They'd be just stuck on what they got, the evidence they got for the murder for hire charge, and they would just roll with that. But since the fact that they know that they ain't got enough, they gotta do something. They gotta do something. And that's where we at right now. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. This trial gonna be big. It's gonna be big. And so we're gonna keep our ears and watch what happens. But it's your boy, man. Welcome to Family Hustle. I'm out.